Greetings, friends. If you're familiar with Ricardo Duchesne, you would know that he advocates for the white population of Canada and against cultural Marxism, against mass immigration specifically. He had a book a few years ago called Canada in Decay, Mass Immigration, Diversity, and the Ethnocide of Euro-Canadians. I believe that was the title. I might have gotten a little bit wrong. And I think he's doing good work. So in this video I'm just going to share one slight criticism I have of him. I say slight, maybe it's not so slight, but it's like I agree with his general message, but there's just one thing I noticed that maybe if I ever meet him one day I can ask him this. I would ask Professor Duchesne, because he is a professor, you know, he's one of the good academics out there that actually does good scholarship at the University of New Brunswick. I would ask him, why are you trying to rehabilitate the word liberal? Why is he trying to argue that actually liberals are, as we know them today, are different from how they were in the past, and in the past they were better? And I agree, they're different than how the term was used in the 19th century, like a classical liberal. But I would say that even any kind of liberal, you're already missing the mark. You're already on the slippery slope to having the old order of your society dismantled. Certainly you're on the path to losing Christianity or straying away from the original teachings. So that would be one problem with any type of, whether it's, I don't care whether it's economic liberalism or whatever that word means to you. If that's your base worldview, if that's everything I can't sit on this bench, it's too crooked. If that's your base that you're founding everything on, it's still a secular foundation. It's not going to deliver you in the end. And so he celebrates the Enlightenment. So I think for him, the word liberal has to do with the best of what came out of the Enlightenment. And I guess there were some good things about the Enlightenment. It improved science. But as for all the political developments, I don't see how that just helped bring about democracy. And he recognizes that the French Revolution was a bad thing, from which cultural revolution springs. But I think the French Revolution was kind of the climax of the Enlightenment, or right at the end of the Enlightenment. Because once you get into the 19th century, that's no longer the Enlightenment. The Enlightenment was pretty much the 18th century, maybe you could argue a bit of the 17th century. So he knows that there's serious problems with the Enlightenment. I don't know why he tries to rehabilitate liberal and rehabilitate the Enlightenment. Let's recognize that these were very destabilizing things, that the problems in Western civilization are not only a few hundred years old. They do not simply stem towards the French Revolution or the Bolshevik Revolution. These problems are spiritual, they are religious problems, and they go back many, many more hundred years than the French Revolution. At the very least, I could say that. So that's what I'd like to ask Professor Ricardo Duchesne. Why do you try to rehabilitate the Enlightenment and the liberal? Why don't we just part ways with these flawed characteristics, failed experiments? Let's just part ways with them. Hasta luego, amigos.